All right, since last week we took a look at the G-Shock G100. I thought we'd keep up the G-Shock theme this week as well and take a look at the classic G-Shock Square. I'll quickly give you guys the specs of the watch and my experience with it. And then usually at the end I would tell you guys if I recommend a watch, but this is a G-Shock Square. I mean, it's a classic. I think everybody should have one, so you guys already know my thoughts on that. So let's see what we got here. This is a case size of 43.7 to the outer edges here. We have the thickness of 12.3 millimeters. We have a lug to lug of 47.3, and the lug width here is kind of crazy, but I think all G-Shocks are. They start out pretty wide, so this is a 25.7 here, and then it kind of tapers kind of quickly to a 21, and then it goes all the way down to 18. So this is going to be one of the smaller G-Shocks. Usually G-Shocks are fairly large, so this is a smaller one, and it has that short lug to lug, so a lot of wrists can wear this. I think that's why a lot of people love it. Then on top of this being the actual first G-Shock kind of made, the Square at least, not this variant, which we'll get into in a bit, but the Square in general, I mean, it kind of has that cult following, and it's just a classic, right? So I still think that the G-Shock G100 is a better beater watch. Of course, the G-Shock Square always has a place in my collection just because it was that watch growing up too that I had to have, and I just couldn't obtain it back then, and now that I can, you know, it's always gonna have a spot in my collection. But I think as a beater watch, I prefer the G100. But back to the G-Shock Square. We have the classic just square design, but this is the 56 BB, 5600 BB. So it's basic black, which gives you everything blacked out as far as the text goes. The outer lip of the screen there is all black and dark gray text, and then it gives you the negative display. This one does go for a little bit higher than the regular classic with the positive display, and the writing would be in red here, the G-Shock at the bottom, and the protection on the top I believe would be in red. This one, nowadays you can find these on Amazon for about $70. They kind of went up a little bit. Back when I bought mine, I think it was probably like 3 years ago, these were running around 40 to 50 bucks brand new on Amazon. Now they're going around 70, and in some cases I've even seen them, I think Casio lists these for about $100 for this basic black one. You can still get the positive display for around, I think it's 40 bucks for the positive display. And they sell a lot of variants with these. There's different text colors, and there's different band colors and all this stuff. And just depending on what you want, limited editions, the price just goes up from there. But I think you get a basic one for around 40 bucks. You can get this one that's kind of the next step up. Same module inside than the basic one, just a negative display. Like I said, these are around $70. And yeah, this is a great size for the G-Shock Square. And I'm sure a lot of you out there already have one. But just in case you don't even think about it. I think you should just pick one up. Like I said too, you could just pick up the positive display, and it's going to be a lot less money than anything else, and you'll get the feel for it. This is how it wears on a 7-inch wrist, just for reference. This is a great wearing watch. It's all resin, of course, and it's a plastic cover there on top of the module, so it's not a crystal, it's just a plastic protection there, and all resin band and case. So just very light on wrist. This no digging, no hot spots, just perfect size. I think this is just a great watch. What I do is, being a watch enthusiast, I can never leave kind of anything alone. So what I did back when I got this is I bought this here, what they called it BullBars, and I bought these are called JayandKays. They're made by them. Back in the days, they were the only ones making these things, and they were, I believe I picked mine up for about 15 bucks back in the days, or 20. And now I think they're around $10 or somewhere around there. So just in case you guys don't know what this is just a little accessory that goes over the watch here to make it supposedly, you know, more protection for the glass. Although this is a G-Shock, it doesn't really need it. It's just more, I think, for aesthetics, but technically it would protect it in case you bang it on something. And what you do is, it's just a little cage here. You just go on and you press it on here. You just line it up, press it down, and it snaps right into place. You don't have to take anything apart. It just corrals the case there, and it goes just around it. So now you have the BullBars on your G-Shock, and it just makes it look that much tougher, right? That much cooler, quote unquote. I think so. This is how I wear it all the time. I bought the black anodized one, so it just goes up with that basic black, all black look, or murdered out, as people say. So yeah, the good thing about this watch, like I said, is the color scheme. I like how it's all blacked out, but the problem is in some angles, the time and the date kind of go away, right? And depending on the lighting scenario, it just completely disappears in some angles. That's the only downside to it, but I think I chose the right one. I like how this is still inexpensive, but yeah, it's just that little unique. And then with my little addition to the accessory here, it just looks great in my opinion. And I love this watch. It has your basic modes. You do have the regular time, your alarm, your tracking, your stopwatch, and that's about it. So it has minimum modes there. Again, that's why I think the G100 for a beater watch and all-arounder is a little better. But like I said, this is just a classic. I'm not getting rid of this anytime soon. There is no Loom because this is a digital watch. So it just has your backlight here, which you just press, and we'll turn off the lights here so you can see. You just press it and it lights up any time of the day or night. So I mean, legibility in the dark is no issues. This is held up very well. Like I said, I've owned it for 3 years and I've worn it a lot. It has your typical steel case back with your 4 screws. So, and the kind of integrated rubber bracelet or rubber band. So it just goes all the way down, one keeper, and your classic stainless steel buckle there, just brushed. So, man, if you're living under a rock and you've never picked up a G-Shock Square, go ahead and try one out, man. This is probably the best $50 to $100 you're gonna spend on a watch, because you really don't have to worry about this thing. This thing is meant to take a beating, and it looks good while doing it. So there's a reason why a lot of first responders and military people purchase G-Shocks in general, but this is for any size wrist. So if you want that toughness with no restrictions applied, you know, because a lot of times us enthusiasts want to pretend like an automatic watch there are tough automatic watches out there, but I mean, man, you can't beat a quartz, especially a G-Shock. There's just no way around it, if and or buts. I mean, this is it. So let me show you guys what the lighting looks like, the backlight looks like once you turn off the lights, just in case you haven't seen it. And we'll just hit that light button there, and there you go. So I mean, it's visible, very nicely done with the blue. Back in the days, it had this nasty green light that, you know, was glowing a nasty shade of green, just typical 80s, early 90s style light. I like how the fact that this is just updated, you know, kind of a different lighting in the back, and it's a little sharper, I think, around the edges as far as the display goes. And I know the fancier ones even have better displays, and now they have solars and all this stuff. They got the titanium ones that go for, I think, over $1,000. So any flavor, any budget, G-Shock Square's got you covered. Great watch. I don't like saying this, but I think every collection, there should be room for one of these in every collection. I hate saying that, but a G-Shock Square, I think, is one of those exceptions where anybody can benefit from having one of these things around. Just a great watch. There's nothing else to say. There's no negatives about this watch. Like I said, maybe, like I said, the negative display kind of fades away depending on the legibility kind of sucks. It just depends on the angle you get. So if you get the positive display one, I don't think you have any issues. Catch you guys on the next one. Let me know what you guys think. What G-Shock square do you guys have? You know, what do you guys think about the negative display? Or did you guys go all out and you get the bling master, or the actual, if you got one of those actual solid gold ones and you spend, I think it's like over like 30 grand for one of those? Let me know what you crazy guys do out there. Catch you guys on the next one.